many guys been around me for a while now know I'm pretty honest. I'm really proud of our kids. Hard game against the defending national champions. Hate that we missed out on an opportunity to finish it. I thought our fans were tremendous, specifically our students. They keep showing up for these kids, and I'm just thankful to be their coach. So obviously this thing's winding down for us all, and try to capture every moment we can. So with that, I'll open it up.
What was your vantage point of Ice's shot at the end of regulation?
I didn't see it.
Okay.
I never saw it. I didn't see the replay. So I look forward to kind of seeing what happened there.
Any kind of emotions going through your head then when your team starts to celebrate like they think they won? And
yeah, I mean, obviously I try not to be that reactive, and I really didn't know what all was going on. But I wanted to make sure that we weren't going to be in a situation where we got penalized for them coming on the court. So that was really the main thing going through my mind at the time.
Is it hard to come back from that kind of emotion on a shot like that?
I don't know. I mean, haven't given that much thought, to be honest. I thought we played overtime fine. Obviously lost the overtime period by 2. Thought we got a couple really good looks. Didn't go in, and they made some tough ones. I mean, at the end of the day, the game's always been about players making plays. Their guys made some plays, and Kendra made 2 really difficult shots, which is why he's a all-league kid. And you pat him on the back, and next time you get a chance, you try to do better.
What the plays Ice made, though?
Yeah, he made some great plays on both ends for us. Finally, kind of got Flagler under control a little bit for us. But he was a warrior.
Coach, how was it to see Isaac set 1,000 career points?
Yeah, I don't really pay attention to those type of things during the season. Something we'll reflect on, obviously, as we look over his career when it's over here in a couple of weeks. And the kid's done a lot of cool things. He's been a part of a lot of ups and downs, and I'm happy for him.
Did you expect Flagler to play tonight?
I always expected other teams' best players to play. So, yeah, I mean, we try to prepare for the team to be their best when they play us. And so we try to prepare for him and Crier, and you show up and you make the adjustment after that.
They zoned you guys in the second half. There's no moral victories or whatever, but is that a compliment somewhat to how well you guys are playing that the number 10 team in the country, the defending national champs, had to zone you guys to get it under control?
Yeah, I don't know. It's coaching, Dude has won a national championship. I would imagine he knows how to make an adjustment in the middle of a game to try to give his team a chance. I didn't think we handled it great to start. I thought we got comfortable and we got some, good looks. We got the ball in the middle. We got the ball to guys who can make shots from the outside, and just didn't make enough great plays there to take care of it.
What do you think of Musa tonight and the way he played on both ends?
I thought it was good, Again, it's never lost on me, as hard as it is to lose. To watch guys make progress. I'm not one of those people that is all or nothing. We either win and everybody's terrible, or we, whatever. You know what I mean? But he's getting better. I think he's made leaps and bounds improvements over the course of the season, and you'll certainly look forward to continuing to have an opportunity to work with him.
He's a 5-star guy, like all everything, expected to be in the NBA by now, coming out of high school. What does it say about him? He's gotten injured in the last 2 games to, want to come back out and want to play with his team.
He's a competitor, and you guys, I don't know if you guys remember this, but the day we found out about his mom passing, it was about 2 hours before game time that day. And he didn't play much, but he sat on the bench and wanted to be there for his teammates. So I think it also shows that he's a unselfish kid who cares about other people and tries to help the people he has an opportunity to. And we actually, I think, because the game was close, we actually put him in and defend a baseline out of bounds late in the game. But that shows to me his character. He cares. And when you have that kind of care factor with the talent and work ethic, he'll get where he's supposed to go eventually.
I know the season's not over. You've got more games, but have you talked to him about this future? Do you know if he plans to come back or not?
No, it's just not. It's not an appropriate conversation, you know. But the time will come. We'll have that conversation when it's necessary.
That final sequence in overtime where you had the ball down 2 with like 12 seconds left, had a timeout, could have called it. By not calling it, is that just, did you like what you had out there or not want to slow the game down at all, have to inbound again? What went into not calling the timeout?
Yeah, I mean, the only sub that we could have made, right, was Avery on the bench, but he's fouled out, right? So you're not going to sub. You maybe catch him scrambling a little bit. We got Bryce Williams downhill and then got the ball to BT, and I felt good that both of them had an opportunity to go make a play for us, right? So you got your two best playmakers. And then BT got bumped and kind of thrown off his path just a little bit, maybe a little excessive. And, it's 2 seconds then that, not a whole lot you can do. So obviously we didn't get the shot we would have preferred, but I did like the way that things flowed up until that point.
I know you said the 1,000 points thing. You'll reflect on that later, but he's the first player with 1,000 points, 600 rebounds, 400 assists in program history. How does that kind of stat hit your ear?
Yeah, I was around some really great players over the weekend, and so to think about him being the first one to ever do that says a lot about the time he spent here, the amount of production he's been able to have, and obviously he'll go down in our books in many ways as somebody who made a significant impact on where the program was when he got here versus where it's going to be when he eventually leaves.
Mike, on a topic not about this game, I'm sure you saw the Michigan stuff yesterday. What are your thoughts on that, and are you concerned with any kind of handshake lines? Not that there was any issues tonight, but I mean.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever had an issue in the handshake line. I've been around basketball since I was 6 years old. My stance on the whole thing, and obviously the leaders in that situation have spoken. I'm pretty sure everybody saw it. It's been a punishment handed out. As coaches, we have an obligation to be above, the fray and to steer clear of anything that would show that we shouldn't be leaders of young people. And I don't think either one of the coaches are absolved of responsibility there, to be honest. Obviously, Juwan was the more aggressive of the two head coaches. But neither one of them were representative of what I hope to show when I'm in this position, is that young men are supposed to be able to look up to us as an example. And, neither one of them did that in that situation.
Mike, players, coaches, it seems there's just been a proliferation of these incidents lately, and not to put you on the spot, but do you have an inkling as to why maybe it's cropped up this year in the past season?
No, I don't know. And I don't know, I don't know if I'm aware of that many. Obviously, I'm aware of the one with ORU a week or two ago. I can't remember exactly when it was, but I don't know of a ton of them. It doesn't happen very often. I think that's just the facts. Now, I think people just have to be more responsible. I mean, we're in positions where, there's a lot of stress and pressure on these jobs. I get that, but never, ever should a coach display that kind of behavior. It just shouldn't happen. And that's it. There's no excuse. It's black and white on this one. There's no excuse for that behavior. It shouldn't stop us from being able to say, hey, Scott Drew, it sucked for me to lose tonight, but good luck to your team, man. And you move on.
I think this gets fifth overtime of the year. I think that's a program record also. What does it kind of say that it's this team that, has nothing to play for, keeps fighting teams until the very end?
Yeah, I actually kind of took the opposite approach when we got to overtime, because obviously the emotions were crazy. I said, hey, we get to play some more basketball. Even if it's just 5 more minutes. The 5 minutes that wasn't on our schedule previously, right? So we'll take it. Obviously, it's a really competitive league. For some reason, in my mind, I feel like we played more overtime games. Maybe they just were all closer last year. But yeah, again, it goes back to my opening statement. These kids haven't given up on our program when they could have a long time ago. They haven't given up on each other. They haven't given up on our staff. They haven't given up on themselves, even without a whole lot of things to be hopeful for. So again, it speaks to their character. And, our record doesn't reflect that I should be super happy or pleased, and I'm not happy with the record. But I mean, everybody in this room is well aware of what's going on with this team, and to have them continue to show up and do that work is truly remarkable. I'm not sure I could do it. So.
It was a really physical game from start to finish, and Ice and BT agreed that they just love playing physical games where the refs aren't calling much. Do you kind of agree with that? From a coaching standpoint?
That, which part?
The ref kind of let some physical calls
Yeah, I
out.
thought it was a physical game, sure. I mean, I don't know if I can tell you how the players feel. I mean, I don't know if I can agree with how they feel. But, yeah, it was a physical game. This is a physical league. Look at the numbers. The best defensive teams in the country, pretty much. I think all the 10 teams on the top 65 or so out of 350-plus teams in the country. And so that's what you get most nights in this conference.
Anything else? Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mike.